think I got it to work. Can you see me? I think it's working. I can see me. Here I am. No, I'm not using a third-party app. I was trying to use a third-party app. Yes, Jemima, yes. And but then YouTube, when I was setting stuff up, it was saying that the app had control of the camera. And since I don't understand the app and all of it works, because I'm just not like tech crazy like that, and it looked like a mixing board, like a soundboard, and so I ended up uninstalling the app because I didn't know what to do with it. So this is a little bit different than what I'm used to looking at. Hi, everybody. I'm just glad that it finally works. And then YouTube has a bunch of suggestions on how to make it better. So hopefully it will get better. And I'm going to try to see how to incorporate some of the inspirational videos that we were using before. I don't know how to do that. So it's something that I have to look at. Okay. Can you post what the link to the group? Sure, you can post the link to the group. Why not? We're all here anyways. Yeah. So, how are you doing? Thank you for being patient. I'm sorry that it's late. We'll try to get it back on track next week. Like I said, this is all new. So, no, I'm not. No, I'm not doing it on Hagel. I'm doing it right here in my studio. Yes, I am. So, how is everybody doing? Everybody doing good? I know that this is going to be a new experience for everybody. I wish I could see what you guys are seeing. Let me see if I can get it on my phone. Jemima. Jemima. I can see the. Let me see. Trying to see if I could see what you guys see. A low battery. Good, but good, a bit disappointed, as you know, but feeling okay. Yeah. Oh, there I am. Oh, now I can see what you guys can see. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That gives me, because it really is like what I'm looking at is really like what you would imagine somebody looking at in the studio. It's kind of stilted and yeah, it's a little strange, but I can see it's a little bit better. I got it over there on my phone. So everybody doing okay? This is a bit of a change, I know, but it's a necessary change, and it's challenging because I've had a lot going on, but that's life. That's sometimes when Jemima, please go over there. That's sometimes when the challenges hit you is when you're already being challenged. Uh, because maybe if you weren't already being challenged and stressed out, the challenge wouldn't feel so challenging. Hi, Jenny. How are you, my darling? So, anyways, well, plug your husband's phone in. I would say one of the best things that ever happened to me. Am I gonna save it here? I might. It depends on what a disaster it is. I don't know who would want to watch this. This is us refreshing each other, but you're getting caught back up. But I might edit some of this out if I can figure that out, and just post the affirmation stuff on there. So, anyways, uh, But yeah, when things hit us and we find them really challenging, it's usually because we have a lot of other stuff going on. And I did have a lot of other stuff going on already, and which is probably why I found this particular thing. Besides the fact that I'm just not good at tech stuff. Um, I can make you anything you want, probably, with a rubber band, some resin, and some scotch tape. I could probably add a room onto your house, right? But when it comes to tech, no, not so much. I'm sure I am not the only one, which is why there are 10 million videos on YouTube about it. But how is everybody else doing? And as far as the Nutcracker, I don't know if I'll stream it here or on Facebook Live. Probably Facebook Live in like a special group just for that. So I think that might be the easiest way for people to find it, I think. But how are you? What's going on with everybody else? This is, I'm sure, not typical of what they stream on YouTube. I don't know. I never watch YouTube. I've never even watched a YouTube live. Um, I've only watched, tutorials and the inspirational videos. Last week we watched that inspirational video from Brene Brown. And I think um, I like her a lot. And so I'm going to try to figure out how to get a hold of her and see if one, I can, if she doesn't mind me restreaming some of her stuff, or two, if she'd like to come on and talk. Probably not. She's probably very in demand. Probably very in demand. But anyway, I'm just glad that we're here and I'm live. So, oh my goodness, COVID strikes again. I tested positive for it a long time ago, but I think it was a false positive because I just never had any of the symptoms at all. How are you feeling? COVID, you just hate to hear that, right? Awful. Awful, awful. I hope it hasn't affected your ability to type your answer, but I hope that you're doing okay. You're laughing when you say that you have COVID, so you're probably probably not too bad. Yeah, I think it's like the new norm. I don't think it's ever going to go away. I think it's going to be like the flu. Um, and of course, what was really scary about it was when it started to, mutate and morph into other things. That was really scary for people. So, um, but I hate to hear that anybody has it because it is a scary thing. And either people test positive and do okay, they don't even feel like they have it, or they test positive and they feel a little bit bad, or it's the serious big stuff. That seems to be the only way it goes. Um, it's either nothing, or you're in the hospital. So, but yeah, sorry to hear that you have it. So you're indoor with meds. Oh my goodness, like what kind of meds do they give you for that? Can't imagine. Imagine lots of hydration and that's just anyway, hate to hear that. So I had Well, hi, Ronnie Lynn. Yes, it's me. I finally figured out the hiccup with the technology. Yes, the tours will go on. The tours will go on. Um, yeah, you have two options in my book. Um, when something really throws you for a loop, um, you can resist it. Resistance is usually futile. You can curl up in the fetal position and cry, which is a good relief of of some of the emotions. That's for sure. Or you can say, "This is a problem. It's a really big problem. This wasn't what I needed right now, but I'm sure that there's a solution." So I'm just looking for solutions, and I don't know. Yes, 100%. I will never do that again, ever. Not for love or money. Uh, I don't. So, anyways, so it's onward and upward. I didn't need it right now, but uh, you know, things in life don't happen. When would I need it? When would I need it? When would I have needed when would I have thought there was a good time for Clarence to die, or me to move, um, when I had other things planned, or for me to suddenly scramble and try to find a new place to do tours. I would have told you that there would never be a good time for any of that. That I just didn't want that. That you know, uh, no, just leave things as they were. But that is not how life works. That is not how life works for me. That is not how life works for anybody. You do not get to schedule um, the bad times any more than you get to schedule the good times. And you just have to roll with it. And I'm not going to say it hasn't been challenging. So, and there are other platforms. So, that's all that we concentrate on, right? You have to start where you're at. You can, in hindsight, I wish I had done uh, things that other I've seen other guides do in terms of downloading their content, making sure that they have everything, because that platform that I was on is very unpredictable and fear based. And but I can't go back. I've demanded my creative content, and that's all I can do. Other than that, I move forward and I make more, and now I make it on my own terms, right? So, and I don't have to give them 40% of my anything anymore. So, um, that's nice too. Because a lot of money goes into stuff like that, especially when doing tours out and about. So, um, they would pay us through PayPal, and I set up a business account through PayPal and a PayPal me link, and that is on the front of my page, on my banner, um, for people that want to do that. So that was nice to have that capability. But you know that I don't push tips, donations, whatever you want to call it. I don't do that. But it was nice to have that option and know that they're all mine. I don't have to give them 40% to anybody. So this will be a good thing. Change, I mean, we've all had things happen in our life um, where change is forced upon us. And what I find funny about some of the stuff that has been going on. I wasn't happy on that platform necessarily at all. I was happy with connecting with you guys. But other than that, um, no, I was not happy. I'm not happy where I'm living, and I wasn't happy watching Clarence suffer. I didn't want him to die, but I didn't want to see his suffering. So I've been trying to look at it as all of the things that are changing are all things that I really wanted to change. I didn't want them to change all at once. Yes. Yes. Jenny, Ronnie Lynn, thank you. And Jenny, we send you our love and we send you our hopes, and we hope that you feel better and you stay safe and you don't, and that all the meds and everything work for you. Um, well, Ronnie Lynn, when we talk about boundaries and we talk about, when I've had the talks, the positive affirmation talks, and we talk about boundaries and um, loving ourselves and trusting ourselves, trusting that no matter, I think we just talked about it recently, maybe even last week while all of this was going on the platform that I didn't know about. And that's okay. Um, what's done is done. But there's a wonderful saying that says the comeback will be greater than the setback. Um, and I don't necessarily even look at this as a setback, except that, most likely I really only retained 10% of the followers that I had, but that's okay, because quality over quantity, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what um, they think of me or anybody thinks of me, or what value other people see in me, or the esteem that they hold me. None of that matters if I don't like me. I know who I am. So therefore, when that platform said some really nasty things, I, I didn't question it for a minute. I didn't. It didn't hurt. It didn't make me sad. It pissed me off because I know who I am, and it just made me dig my heels deeper in. Um, I'm not going to kowtow to a bully. So just a lot of changes happened, Jenny. So I'm not really going to get into the exact specifics, but it was very underhanded. It was very dirty. It was very wrong, and it was slanderous, and it was defamatory. And I told them if they don't issue a formal apology that nobody else needs to know about but me, I'm going to sue them. And I am. So when I have given these tours about have boundaries and stick up for yourself and show up for yourself, well, yes, I am walking the walk. I am stumbling and I am crawling, but I am doing what I talked about. Um, and that is empowering. Um, but it still has its challenges, you know. It's, it, you know, I, I don't know that I think it's sad, Natalie, because you just don't know what this opportunity is. Okay. I remember thinking my divorce was sad. Okay. But I wasn't happy in that marriage. And, and I look back and I think, oh, the saddest thing ever would have been if I was still in that. So, it's always uncomfortable to go through a change. It's always scary. Um, but that's generally where the good stuff is on the other side, right? I agree, Jenny. I'm not going to look back. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to stick up for myself. I'm going to do exactly what I've told them I'm going to do, which I don't know that they believe it. That's their problem. Um, that can be their surprise. I got a surprise from them. They might get a surprise from me. I haven't asked for a lot. I've asked for a full retraction of what they've said in private to me and a formal apology. And I said I wanted my channel reinstated just for the principle of it. I will never be on that platform again, ever. I will go and download all my content, but it's the principle of the matter for me. Other than that, I'm going to push forward and continue to show up for myself. But you are absolutely right. Leave it in the past where it belongs. Sign up on my studio wall that says. Don't look back. You're not going that way. So, what I will say is that the experience brought for me, it ruined the platform for me, peeking behind the curtain. Absolutely, the whole experience of that platform was ruined the second I became a guide and saw that the great and powerful Oz is not great or powerful, just mean and greedy, and it's a dog eat dog world, and a lot of backbiting, and it absolutely ruined it for me. And I think within 2 weeks, I said, I wish I had never done this because it ruined the experience for me. Having said that, for people that enjoy that experience, I wouldn't ever say, don't do it, don't go there, don't enjoy whatever you enjoy, because a lot of people, that's what they do day in, day out. And I say, good for you. I would never say my experience has to be anybody else's, right? That's not fair. I've never been that person. I've never been that person that said, I'm not going to be friends with that person, and if you are, we can't be friends. I need to stay in my own lane. But yeah, I know, and and I've heard all the stories, and we talk as guides, we talk, and so when they emailed me today and said, "Oh, how about a video chat?" Are you kidding me? I know what those are. I've heard about them. I said the video chat would have been appropriate before you did what you did. That would have been appropriate. Video chat now isn't going to change a thing. So yeah, and Jenny, I remember that, and it's about taking care of yourself, is I think what I advised you. Yeah, so I will just say about that platform that their thing is, if you're not going to do everything that we say, go along with everything that we say, go along with everything that we do, and don't say a word about it, then you're part of the team. You speak out about it, then we don't consider you part of the team. And if you're not part of the team, get the fuck off of our field. And that's what I'm saying. It's a very, it wasn't a nice place to be. You guys made it nice for me. So, and I will say that going on that platform got me really comfortable with just showing up as I am with the trach. It got me out of the house because I was, here all the time because of the type of setting that it is. I felt I always had to be, but this forced me to get out, and that was wonderful. And I would never change those experiences, and had a lot of fun. And I think I got the best I got the best end of the deal because I still have the people that still are interested in whatever content that I have to offer without it being attached to that platform will stick with me. And I still have, tons of messengers and tons of people. So, but I do remember, Janny, when you were struggling with something going on there, and I just said, well, if it's still something you want to do, maybe there's another way, but take care of yourself and protect yourself if that's a platform and those are things that you enjoy. And I think that that's what you did, and it was nice to see you back. I remember you at Van Gogh. So we had a lot of fun there. And I'm not going to negate the fun that we had. It took me in a different direction, and it got me, I know, my social circle that was extremely small because of the type of business that I run here at this house. Very limited social circle. And now I feel it that I have a great group of really supportive people. There were always people that just wanted to know you because you were a guide. And then there were people that really wanted to know you. And so, I've walked, so, how can you ever be mad about that? I've heard people say, well, it's their loss. Well, they don't really care. They don't care. All they care about is who's making them money. They don't care. As far as they're concerned, somebody else will come. I think they're worried about getting sued. But they just have to apologize. It'll all go away. Onwards and upwards. So, anyways, it's been a challenge, and figuring out this technology has been a challenge, but I feel like if I could get up in front of people and do a live stream with a trait in the first place, honey, I got balls. And they didn't take those. They're still with me. So I'm just going to figure it out someplace else the way I figured it out there. And there's going to be a lot of mishaps and mess ups, and I'm gonna laugh about it. I'm gonna get pissed about it. I'm gonna have little temper tantrums. I was telling Carla today in a messenger. I said, my God, I said, anytime that the universe wants to take this target off my back, I'm super good with that because it's been so much. And she said, well, I would just be curled up in a ball someplace, She goes, I don't know how you're doing it. And essentially, that's what she said. And I said, oh my God, for sure. I've had little moments of tantrums. You know what I mean? Stomping, snapping, some doors slamming. Of course I have. It's really stressful sometimes. Really stressful trying to figure out the technology. That's probably been the hardest thing for me. But I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to get my little, sure, hey, when my inner humanness shows up, I just back up and go for it, sis, because the old me when I was younger, and I just didn't I didn't know anything. I didn't know who I was. I mean, you guys can probably relate. When you're younger, you live life completely reactively. you just go from one reaction to another reaction. You know what I mean? Um, yeah. Do I like snapping at people? No. Do I feel like an ass after I do it? Yeah. Is it human? Yeah. So I don't snap to where I hurt anybody, and I don't make it personal. It's just more of a like a ah damn it, nobody understands and nobody helps out, and I don't understand why I can't get a little common courtesy, that kind of stuff. Um, which is all true. I don't know why nobody else helps out, and I don't know why I can't get some common courtesy. It's just I'm saying what I feel. I'm just saying it in a real snappy way that's not a conversation. Uh, Definitely not trying to solve the problem. I'm about it, that's done. But sure, we all have to do it. But when I was younger and I would just live uh, by reactions because I didn't know who I was, um, man, you did not want to be in the house. Throw things, uh, break things. I finally broke that habit when I got tired of having, I never broke anybody else's stuff. Uh, I got tired of replacing my own stuff. That just got silly. That just got in the way of purses and shoes and fun things, and that I could not have. So, thank goodness broke that habit. But I would say the new me is a little more reflective than reactive, and a little more proactive. It's hard to be proactive when something happens that you don't see and it knocks you on your ass. You can't be proactive in that situation. But uh, I do have control of how I deal with the situation. So that's what we're going to focus on, and that's actually it's a really appropriate conversation for the affirmation group, um, because we've been talking for a while about challenges and boundaries and self love, and all that, and and I feel like all the talk and all the encouragement that we gave each other and all the things that we read, it's like, okay, and now the experiment begins. you know okay, now one of us is like her whole life is on fire, basically, um on camera. And I fought to find a platform to stream it live for the world. Like, what's wrong with that picture, right? Just, just that, and that's actually a little crazy. Um, but I was not gonna sit back, and I was worried. Well, one, I'm stubborn, and I was not gonna just disappear uh, for anybody. So I was going to make a point. But for number two, I knew that if I said give me a couple weeks to try to figure this out, hmm, you know, with everything else going on, I could have pushed that to another couple weeks, another couple weeks, another couple weeks. And I think it's in, Ronnie, I've said for a long time, I have looked at the heavens and said, uh, I I get it. You have faith in me that I can handle anything that comes my way. I get it. I've proven to you before that I can handle it. It's just sometimes I wish you didn't think my shoulders were that big, you know. it's life. So certainly I could have pushed, getting back, um, doing live streaming. I could have pushed it off for a while, and everybody would have understood. Um, but I need this weekly group as much as anybody, and I've said that I walk away from it. Um, I take a lot away from it when I go. So, but here we are watching live. I'm even watching it with you. The trials and tribulations of this chick. And I've watched better TV. I've watched better. But, you know, who knows? And like, and I would say probably 6 weeks, we're going to be in a different studio. Same stuff, same me, different place. And Sharon, yeah, I was not just going to fade away. I didn't do anything wrong. So I was not just going to fade away. Um, no, it's not in my nature. Um, and again, like I said, how can I, give these talks and talk about showing up for yourself and standing up for yourself and having boundaries and calling people out when they do something um, wrong. Uh, how can I sit here and talk about any of that? And then when it happens to me, I just go, oh my God, you know, yeah, no, it's not in my nature to fade away or to just go, okay, it's just not who I've ever been. So, but what a jerk. What a phony I would have looked like had I done that, because it would have gone against every single thing that I've ever talked to you guys about. You know, it doesn't mean that I'm perfect and I'm not struggling with it. Um, but I'm still standing. So that's 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 where we are. So now we're gonna see if all the of all the affirmations and the talks that we've had and the things that I think that because there's things that we think we know about ourselves and we don't really know until we're tested. I've seen this when I've helped people start businesses and in the business plan and the ideas and the excitement and the inspiration and the vision and the mission are real. They are real. They're 100%. And everything looks great on paper and everything is great in in the creative brainstorming sessions. Okay. And I always tell them, please be prepared for when you hit the go live button on your business and you introduce the human element and life comes in. Please understand that half of this business plan in theory is going to go out the window, right? So that's the same thing about the things that we think we know about ourselves, right? A lot of things that we think we know, and we think we know how we would deal with this, and we give advice to people based on what we think we would do, and then we don't really know until the test comes, you know. So, and that's life, right? And that's life. You just don't know until you're called on to test your mettle. It's the same thing with um, soldiers. They train. Who knows what that training is going to do when they're actually put in a battle setting. Okay. So, I'm glad to know that some of the things I knew about myself are really true. They're not just things that I think I know. They're things I can rely on. And that's, yeah, I can trust myself to handle things. Other people can trust me to handle things. I'm resilient. Um, yeah, and I'm stubborn. And, I've been through things much bigger than this. So in a way, I will look back on this someday, all of it, at this moment in time, and go, woo, there were some days that really, really sucked. But, look at this, look at what it's brought. So, right? I mean, you guys have done that in your own lives with things, right? I'm not the only one that has ever faced a challenge. Um, and that's when you really, I think it's when you really get to know yourself. We don't question our values or question our integrity or question our abilities. We don't do that very much when things are just going great. When things are going great, nobody goes, wait, stop. I need to think about my integrity, and I need to think about what would happen, uh, you know, if everything was challenged. And, nobody does that. We're happy to be happy. And we're, Jemima, oh, okay. Because that you're just being a pain in the butt. Um, you can. You can. That's when you really find out what you're made of, right? You don't find out what you're made of when everything's, going swimmingly, right? You don't. Uh, when everything's going great and grand, uh, and I'm not saying that I, don't love that when that's happening. Um, we all love when things are going great and things are going smooth because we know it's not going to last. But it's when you hit that wall um, that when you hit that wall and things go to pieces, is what I have found that um, you know, don't just get back up because I've always gotten back up. Uh, but I don't just pick up the pieces. I actually reprioritize what pieces are really important and what I'm going to take with me, what I'm going to carry with me on the journey going forward. Because I'm on a new journey and I'm not carrying a bunch of dead weight. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to drag a little red wagon of regret and things and people that don't matter behind me while I'm muddling my way through this. I'm not going to do it. So I have found when I hit the wall and everything's just smashed to pieces, I don't pick up, I let a lot of pieces stay where they lay because it tends to be that they weren't serving me for a very long time before we hit the wall. So in a way, it's a good time. This right now is a clean slate for me. I can, I could probably do it a Facebook group. Um, and I have to go back and look because I know that YouTube can save these live videos and people can go back and look at them. But I think there's an option where um, the chat is not saved. Jemima, do you really want to die on camera? Huh? Why can't you just sit down for a second? Um, at any rate, uh, and there's not a lot of that was also an issue. Jenny, speaking of privacy, an issue that I was having with that other platform was when I found out they were streaming content. Um, and uh, yeah, and I think I chose no chat replay. Uh, that platform was streaming my content on other platforms without my consent, and without anybody else's consent. They were streaming all the chats as well. So, um, but yeah, and I can go back and decide if I want to keep a live video on my channel or I can delete it. So I'll definitely go back and look at it. So I can tell you. So I looked at beams and talked to some people about it. Um, and they could have changed from what I heard. I heard really, really, really structured, and like they have to approve every single tour, and you can't cancel a tour. Like if something were to come up and needed to cancel it or reschedule it for earlier or later. Mm-mm. Um, and so I don't know. I'm just gonna play around with this and play around with Facebook Live, and we'll just see what happens. Once I get resettled, I need to launch my store. So, um, Clarence dying, and then me deciding to move and finally get away from here has I can't really launch. I can't launch an online store in the middle of a move because it just leaves too much. Too much could go wrong. So right now, I need to just concentrate on finding a place and at least mastering or somewhat mastering one platform, which we've gone live today finally. So that's yay. That is major progress. And it was wasn't that difficult. So, I'm going to master this stuff and I'm going to find a new place to live and I'm going to get the move out of the way and I'm going to, launch the store. And I may, if I can figure out, I guess there's a way to do little Facebook live stream, like sales, where you can just go, I'm just going to go live and sell for like 2 hours. So that would be incredible if I can figure out how to do that before I move, because then I wouldn't have to move. Then I could sell and mail out a lot of inventory rather than move it. So there's a lot of things that I need to look at, and there's a lot of other platforms besides Beams and the other one, whose name I will not speak. No, I don't care. Hago isn't what Hago thinks they are. There's a lot of other things. Okay. Thank you, Christina. You're always, always, always such a big help. Hello, Nola Jungbird. So when I get those things, because these are major life things that I'm going through. It's like I didn't work for them, but it's like changing jobs, moving, and a death. In not even 3 weeks. That's a lot, right? So I don't know about Etsy, Ronnie Lynn. I've heard some things. I don't necessarily like working with or for other people. So, but I think a couple Facebook sales that are like a couple Facebook live sales that are condensed, 2 hours or whatever, and really specific, just like specific items, like a Harry Potter sale or the custom pens or stuff like that. Um, I think would be helpful. In terms of also not having to move a lot because I don't like moving. Does anybody like moving? I don't like moving. I don't like moving. Yeah, it's still early days. It's like an understatement because Clarence just died on the 17th, you know. So, um, and it took a long time to even get um, to the cremation point. It's not happened the way you think it happens, like in movies. So yeah, death. So yeah, he was like my surrogate grandfather, really. He didn't have anybody, and I don't have anybody, and so we had each other, and then when things started to go not well for him, I became his medical power of attorney and his general power of attorney, um, and the executor of his estate, which means essentially he didn't really have anything. It just means I have to handle everything. I had to come up with the money for the cremation on my own. So, it's been a lot of stuff. And so it would be nice to have some sales and recoup that. Um, and, who knows? Maybe I'll get more followers here. And then the little donation tip button that's on my channel will work. You just don't know what you can't know, right? Oh, Nola always wants to see videos of like just daily life stuff. She was like, I think you should do a tour of just your day. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's just like, I'm boring. Nola, I'm really, really boring. She's like, like where you get your hair done, and I'm like, well, I do my hair myself, and I have for years, and it just would be boring. She's like, oh no, this guy did it. We went to the beauty parlor with her. Nola always wants to see like real life TV. Yeah, I am too, and it happened that he ended up here at this um, shared living that I run, and he was just one of those people that he really touched my heart, and we became close, and he was just a good person. He didn't have anybody, and he was 83. He would have been 84 in January, and I would say we spent a lot more time together than I spend or have spent with anybody else here, and so I'm glad that he knew that he could rely on me and trust me to make sure things were taken care of. And that's what I've done. He picked the right person. So I'm just grateful, and I would just say to all of you, make sure somebody knows what you want. Um, because if I hadn't known what he wanted, and if I hadn't had the medical power of attorney, because I wasn't family, I could not even have gotten done what he wanted. I couldn't even have done it. And I'm like, well, what would you have done with him? That was devastating. It was devastating for me to think that he sat in that locker for as long as he did. That was just killing me. But there's all this process because cremation is so final. But I would just say that what going through this experience has taught me is that nobody wants to talk about death, and nobody wants to talk about their own death. But I'm telling you, for the love of God and for the love of whoever has to take care of things after you're gone, please make sure everything is in writing and as legal as possible. Please, please. because I don't know what I would have done if we hadn't had everything in order. Thank you, law school. Thank you, law school, is all I can say. And it's still a mess. It's still a nightmare. It's still like so so much I have to do. But I'm just telling you, if you for the love of whoever is going to take care of it for you, please have everything in writing. It's it is I'm so glad that he and I did it, because I wasn't family, you know. He didn't have anybody, you know. I mean, on the death certificate, his parents' names, I don't know. I feel terrible about that. I couldn't ask him, you know. We talked about everything, but we didn't. Yeah, his parents, when he talked about my mom and dad, you know, I felt terrible leaving that blank on his death certificate. It should have had what was on his birth certificate, but I didn't know that. Um, just have it ready, have it in a file, and tell them to put it away somewhere where they'll find it. Because when I found him dead and the fire department came, I was uh, running around. The only thing I can remember is saying, I can't find anything. I can't find it. I can't find. I couldn't find the DNR. I mean, he was long dead. Anyway, there's no chance of that. Couldn't find the DNR. Couldn't find the power of attorney. I couldn't, I couldn't find anything. And the fire department was like, whoa. Yeah, you know, they dealt with it before, but they were just like, calm down, it's okay. You know. Yes. Yes. Nola. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. I'm gonna do it. Um, after having gone through this. Because there's no guarantees. You know, I can tell you that from the past 3 weeks, just the things that have happened in the past 19 days. Uh, don't get too complacent or comfortable, because things will change without you knowing. And when it's time to go, you're gonna go, just like when it was time for your arrival here. It was time, and you couldn't put that off, and you won't be able to put this off. And it will be painful enough for the people that love you that you left behind. So that is my word of advice. Write something down, even if it's not witnessed, notarized, whatever. Write something down. Give them some direction. Because when the fire department left, they left him here for the funeral home to come pick him up. For 5 hours, he was just down the hall. It's a lot. But at least I knew he wanted to be cremated, and so that was the starting point. Then it was about calling, while you're still in shock, and trying to set something up and get somebody out here. So that was hard, but I'm glad. I didn't like having the conversations with him. I didn't like it. I didn't like signing the paperwork. I didn't like any of that. I wanted to spare him of it, because, I didn't want him thinking about his own death. But luckily, I somewhat knew what I was doing legal wise. I've never handled anybody's death like this, but on a leap, I was able to kind of step into my law education and be, very no nonsense, because essentially it's contracts. So I'm just making sure they were legal and witnessed and then put away. So, but why I have so many clocks on my walls, I've always done that. And they're all I call them world clocks, Nola, and they're all set for different times and places. I've always had them any place that I'm creative, and I think it just reminds me that there's a bigger world out there than me. And when I'm ending my day, somebody else is starting theirs, and there's just this and this. It's happening to me. But it's not the world. Uh, there's a world out there. So yeah, I've always done it. I've always done it. And I love clocks, anyways. Uh, Now they're making them silent, and I hate that because I like the tick tick tick. But I've always done that. I remember one of my favorite things that I ever found. I think it was in my 20s. Was this clock, and at that time I had that big dinosaur computer, and I was able to put it on top of the monitor. And but it had three different clocks in it, and it had these little brass slots underneath, and you could put whatever. And I think it was in my 20s. I think I put New York, Paris, and London or something. Yeah, some people hate the tick tick tick, and that's why they're making them all silent. I love the tick tick tick. So, um, but I just have always done that. I've always tried to be really cognizant of the fact that this isn't Annette's world and everybody's just living in it. I'm a citizen of the world, and I'm just a part of it, the teeniest part of it. And I think that just helps. I think it's important to remember uh, that we're a part of the world, and not just a part of the little circles that we create, right? The ones with no hands, yeah, I think all mine have hands in here, but yeah, I personally like the tick tick tick, but I'm not a fan of the grandfather clocks. I don't like the ding ding ding. I don't like cuckoo clocks. Um, I don't. I don't like it. I don't like it. There was this one clock. Did anybody ever see that movie House Sitter with Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn? And she kind of basically she was like a squatter um, in this house of this guy's house, and she in that movie when she went out, like then they pretended they were married or something, right? And then his parents gave him all this money, and she went out and spent the money, and she decorated the house, and she had like this wooden clock. It was a tall clock, but it was kind of almost hourglass shaped, but it was like whitewashed. It looked like a really cool, maybe poor person's version, like shabby chic of a grandfather clock, but it didn't do all the gongs and all that crazy stuff. Um, I've never forgotten that clock, and I want one. I want one really bad, really bad. But you know, yay! Well, Sharon, we didn't even get to the affirmations, but you take your daughter to the store, and thank you for coming. And we're gonna do a reading. We've been live for an hour, and thank you. I appreciate all of you guys um, taking the time and the effort um, to follow, me over here, um, and be open-minded to a change and a new platform. It means the world to me. It's kind of when you find out who your friends are. You know, uh, everybody's around when things are great. You kind of find out when things fall apart, right? Thank you. I just appreciate your support, and it was wonderful to watch, the subscribers go up in like a day and a half from 25 to I think it's at 81 now. So that's nice. Some people absolutely won't. A lot of people, I guarantee you, are terrified of Hago, the wrath of Hago. Um, that's okay. That's all right. it will be there for them until they completely sell out or are taken over. So uh, I don't wish anything bad for them, but I love that, you know, whatever's coming for them is coming for them. So, I won't be there when that iceberg hits. So, just gonna, take it day by day and stream by stream. And but I like this. I don't think that it's bad. I don't know what the other platform. I don't know what the tours look like for you from home. Um, so I don't have anything to base it on that way. But for myself, I still will call it a guide screen. I love this much better. I love it much, much, much better. So when I look on my phone, of course, my phone is small. The chat takes up. I can look down here and see. Oh, the chat. I don't know if that's what it looks like on you guys. If you're on your phone, I'm like, oh, the chat takes up a lot of room. But if you're on a laptop, I would hope that like this is all screen for me, and then your chat's over here. So, but I don't know. But I appreciate you guys making the effort, to come over here. There was some talk of maybe doing Zoom, but I felt like I wanted to stay on platforms that everybody already had. And, pretty much everybody has YouTube. It like comes on your phone when you get it, right? Um, uh, and a lot of people have Facebook. I mean, I didn't. I didn't. I did not have a social media profile until I started doing Hago. I didn't. Um, on your TV. Oh, um, that would be fun to see. Uh, that I wouldn't mind. That would be, something off of my childhood bucket list, right? Watching Charlie's Angels or whatever with my brother and going, I'm going to be on TV one day. So that would be a fun thing to check off. Um, bucket lists are fun, right? I remember a long time ago I was going to start a blog called the Pink Polka Dot Bucket List. I didn't know technology any better than I do now. Yeah, that's how it is for me on my laptop, Nola. So, funny. Uh, so yeah, I didn't know. I think I started the blog, so probably now if I tried to start another one with that name, it would like tell me I couldn't because that name was already taken. And I started it, and I think one or two people like found it because the name was cute. Um, and then I was like, I didn't know what to do. So, oh well, tried. I tried. I don't really understand blogs anyway. The vlog, I think I kind of get. Um, I don't know that I understand a blog. I didn't understand podcasts for the longest time because to me that felt like going backwards in time. Do you guys remember the AM radio and uh, the talk shows on the radio, and so the podcast felt like to me like I was going back to like an AM radio. I remember as a kid when we lived in the Bay Area, and the grandparents had a vacation home in Reno. Well, about 15 minutes right outside Reno, right? So we would go. It's like a 4-hour drive from the Bay Area, and my stepdad would find on the on the had a Mustang on the radio. He would tune it into there was like this scary talk show, and they would it would be some mystery that they would think, and so that's what I thought podcasts were. So, yeah, Jenny, yeah, I think this is going to be a good platform that has access for everybody because I like that. But that's how I felt about podcasts. So, uh, which will just tell you mentally, like, I can now you never work for Google or anything. I think one time I tried to learn code, and I'm like, no, because like in theory, oh my god, like I could all the app ideas and all the cool ideas I have up here, I could just and like create them. Oh, like that's my like just taking things from up here and creating them. That's my wheelhouse. No, not so much. Not so much. Coding is not for everybody. I will tell you that. Has anybody even attempted it? It's like it's. Uh, uh, I don't understand it at all. But they had one. They had like this coding camp or something. I want to say Apple, or it could have even been Facebook. Zuckerberg. It could have been Zuckerberg and his wife that sponsored it. But it was like geared towards kids. You know, I think especially girls, because they wanted to see more women in in the tech industry. And so it was like to empower girls. And so I'm like, oh, it's for kids. It's for kids, right? I think I remember thinking that about a pogo stick at one time too. that that about went that well. Um, and so I thought, oh, it's for kids and girls. I'm a girl, and it's for kids. How hard can it be? No. But see, I try those things because I just think I can. I'm like, ooh, you know, no. Has anybody? Come on, tell me that you guys do that too. That maybe you don't want to admit some of the things you've tried, but you know, I would watch cooking shows and think I could flambe, and then I know myself much better than that. Um, I'm not going to burn the kitchen down. But I get these ideas because it looks so easy on TV, right? No, no. So, but I guess guess a lot of good stories come out of it. But the pogo thing, not so much. What else did I try that I thought would be so easy? Uh, oh, I tried to snowboard. Oh, 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 what? That was embarrassing. That that was embarrassing. I don't know at what point I either um, abandoned the snowboard somewhere on a hill and just rolled down to the lodge and stayed there. Uh, I tried a couple of times. I think another time I took the snowboard in um, a bit huffy and traded it in for skis. But anyways, silly things. The silly things that I have done in my life. Maybe I should start doing experiment tours, and you guys can watch me do some of the ridiculous things that I shouldn't do. Um, I probably shouldn't even put that out there because Nola Jumberg would probably love it. Nola Jumberg would probably say yes, yes, yes. Sorry, I dropped an affirmations card. So let's do a reading for today and see what our reading has. And it is December 6th, right? Tell you one thing I miss is not being able to post the images for you, but I'm going to read. Well, maybe I won't read out of that. That's for the creative visualization. Maybe I'll just read out of the one I always read out of, and that's good old Melody here in her journey to the heart. Go to December 6th. And December 6th. Discover true power. Much of our journey involves learning about power. We learn about the powers we don't have, the power to control others, sometimes ourselves, and fate. We discover our true power, the power to take an endless journey into freedom and love. We talk about experience and experiment with many kinds of power along the way. The power of authority, the power of money, the power of prestige, the power of control, the power of rage, anger, intimidation. We see many kinds of negative powers: manipulation, deceit, fraud. We see people trying to steal power from others. We see people letting others take their power away, crawling into shells, hiding, and being dragged along by others. We see that many forms of power are illusions. Money goes just so far, prestige is fleeting, popularity holds no immunity from life's experiences. Control is only momentary. We turn our backs and the situation reverts. We trudge the road searching for the power, learning about our own. Somewhere on the journey, we begin to see the truth. It awakens quietly within us, shaking our soul, transforming our vision, teaching us what we knew all along. The power that lasts, the power that stays, is the power of the heart. And the affirmation is stillness, faith, gentleness, kindness, compassion, joy, forgiveness, comfort, vulnerability, honesty, courage, and love. Now we are talking about power. I needed that. I needed that one. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's real power. Yeah. Okay. So, how'd you guys feel about that? I think it was good. Natalie, since I'm on your TV, now I'm very conscious about that. I have this, I have one of these, I don't know, you know those light things that you're supposed to I don't know, make the lighting better, make you look better. Yeah, really know how much lighting's gonna fix this. It's a Mickey Mouse one. It's one of those, I don't even know what they're called. All the influencers use them and stuff. I think I tried. It's a Mickey Mouse. I think I tried to use it and it fell over or something, and I didn't understand. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll get one. Oh, and I think another time I tried to use it. I remember now. All I could see, I set it up behind. I was doing a Zoom or something, like a Zoom class, and I put it up behind the laptop, and all I could see in my glasses was the Mickey Mouse head lit up. I was like, this is so stupid. I'm like, everybody's looking at me on Zoom, and I've got Mickey Mouse on my glasses. Anyways, yes, that was a really good reading. So I think that's when I boxed it up, put it out in the shed. I don't know. Maybe I should have that eye surgery I've been thinking about. I'm scared of it though. Nola would probably like that to be to do a video. All right. So this is the affirmation, one of the affirmation cards today. Okay. I let go of all expectations. On the back of it says the affirmation. I I flow freely and lovingly with life. I love myself. I know that only good awaits me at every turn. So very nice. Sorry, you guys can't take your postcards here, but if you're on your phone, you can take screenshots or screen captures, I think, if you are smart enough to figure that out. Me, not so much. And the little affirmation, the power of the heart is the only thing that lasts. Oh, you're talking about the in the daily affirmation. Let me see where it said that. No, it says the power that lasts, the power that stays is the power of the heart. Yeah. Power that lasts, the power that stays is the power of the heart. I will put it up for you. I don't know if it's going to get too pixelated, but we'll try it. What other thing? Let's see. Let me see. No, if you can see that. Let me see. Oh goodness, I don't think so. Where's the camera? All right. Can you see it? Trying to hold it still. It's not working. All right. Here, yeah, just silly. Okay, here is the their affirmation card, the littler one. Okay. I am powerful. And the affirmation says, what makes me feel empowered? What makes me feel empowered? How can I welcome more of those feelings into my life? So, what makes me feel empowered? What makes you guys? What makes me feel empowered? Showing up for myself, sticking up for myself, sticking up for others. That's what makes me feel empowered. What was it? How can I get more of that into my life? Well, I don't want to have to stick up for other people. I wish people would just stop bullying people, and then there wouldn't be any need for that. Um, and I certainly don't like situations where I have to stick up for myself, because that means somebody's pushing a boundary or trying to bully me. And I don't want any of that to keep coming around. But it's good to know I can handle it. So it's good to know, you know. Uh, it's good to know that if somebody has to show up, I'll show up. Um, and I've often said, jokingly, if you're ever going to get in a bar fight or a fight in the alley, I'm who you want to be with you, right? Um, I'm who you want next to you. If you're going into battle, and I always said that jokingly, and now I realize that when I go into battle, I take myself. The person that I always said would be the best, your best wingman, and I'm my own wingman, and it's just good to know. It's good to know that Situations change, circumstances change, um, belongings change, relationships change. But it's just good to know that when those changes get really challenging, um, like it's great when other people have your back. That's amazing. Um, and I wouldn't have been able to get through half of this the past few weeks without having, people that I can turn to and vent to, in messenger chat, whatever. But the best feeling is knowing that I got this, whatever it is. Um, even if I, even if sometimes I say it as a question, I, I got this, you know, um, say it till you believe it, say it until it becomes second nature, and say it until you know it's true. And that's the whole point of the affirmations, right? Do I always feel powerful? No. If I always felt powerful, I wouldn't need an affirmation to keep telling myself I am powerful, right? Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great when you need help to call your posse and everybody rallies the wagons, right? That's great. But man, you better know how to survive on your own sometimes too. Because I can't much as I'm sure that many of you would do it, I can't keep you on Messenger 24 hours a day when I'm going through something. First of all, I would be avoiding dealing with the situation if all I was doing was complaining about it. But at the end of the day, I have to, it's me that has to deal with it, right? I mean, that's what it comes down to. I'm a grown up. So you have to know, um, you have to know that you're powerful and competent enough to deal with it, and that you're wise enough. When things fall to pieces, you're wise enough to know what pieces um, to leave, to just leave, because they haven't been serving you. They weren't serving you. Sometimes people and things and situations haven't been serving us for a long time. I found this out with my divorce. I was not happy in the marriage, and I did not want to be in it anymore. It was not a good place. And when the divorce came, uh, it was scary. And that's why a lot of people stay in situations that aren't good for them. They are scared of the unknown. That's what really drives fear, right? The unknown. And so you'll see people stay in situations and places that are toxic and they don't even want to be in them. And then when the opportunity comes to get out or break free or cut ties, they go running back to it and like dive under the covers. It's what's called better the devil that you know, right? Better the devil that you know than the devil that you don't. Um, and I think we feel for those people that do that. But it's definitely empowering to know that you can do it. You can do it, and you've got this. And it might not be pretty. It might not be stream worthy for sure, right? But you can do it. Um, and it might be messy and uncomfortable, and you're gonna hate it for sure. Um, that's how you get to the other side. That's how you get to the other side. Not everything is humorous at all. Sometimes things are um, just a hot mess. Just I mean, there's nothing funny about like the ugly cry or, I some things are absolutely tragic, but your whole life doesn't have to be a Greek tragedy. Ronnie Lynn, that finger, I don't mind so much. You know, that's an okay finger emoji. Just power to the people, Ronnie. That's what I see there. Power to the people. Okay. Oh, it's a whoopsie. I'm gonna have that section. I'm gonna have a whoopsie section in my store. So, anyways, that's our reading. That's our talk. Those are our affirmations for today. Um, success, success. Made it live onto a platform, and it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So, uh, next figuring out the nutcracker because I can't exactly take a laptop uh, to theater with me. So, which is probably why it'll be streamed on Facebook Live because I can do that from the phone with the gimbal. So, that is Saturday. So, yeah, I'm thrilled that it worked out, and you know, I'll see if I can find the Mickey Mouse. I don't know what those things are called. It's supposed to make you like fabulous. Um, I don't know why I buy those contraptions. So I do. I love a good gadget, especially a kitchen gadget. I love a good kitchen gadget. I think I've had one of everything in my life, including a fortune cookie maker. I thought it was the best thing ever because it actually came with you got to write your own fortunes, stick them in there. I just thought it was the funniest thing, but I'm easily amused. So I missed that thing. I looked for another one not that long ago. I thought it was the best thing ever. And that's when I used to host a lot of dinner parties. And I would do homemade Chinese. And I just thought that thing was a hoot. So I love a good gadget. But I don't know about that Mickey Mouse thing that I bought. I probably could have just gone outside and thrown the $40 out into the street. But I'll see if I can find it. And if I look just ever so fetching the next door. All right. And yes, I'm still going to call them tours. That's the only thing I know how to call them. So thank you guys for, taking the time to follow me over here. And how's everybody feeling? I always like to know that. You're all feeling good? Everybody get something out of today, something you can take with you through the week. Think about something that you can file away someplace. I will be here next week. I will. When I'm done with this, I'll go in and I'll create. I can create upcoming ones. So that's what I'll do. But I hope if nothing else, you got something out of this that you can, file away. The things that we talked about aren't just for the big challenges. Sometimes it's even the little challenges that can cause us to stumble. I've stepped on tacks before, and I've stepped on Legos, and I can tell you the Lego hurts worse. But in the scheme of things, the Lego's not a big thing, but it's a killer when you step on it barefoot. So I thought that fortune cookie maker was fantastic, and nobody knew that I had it for the longest time, and they're like, where do you get these fortune cookies from? because it was so, can you imagine the fortunes that I would put in them? It was funny. My favorite one was Help, help. Being held hostage in fortune cookie factory. So, anyways, yeah, I missed that. I missed that thing, but got too easily amused. Can you guys imagine coming to my house for this dinner party? And it's homemade Chinese, which is fabulous. We have sake and we have green tea and everything's great. And then you get a fortune that I made. It's just silly. All right. Yeah, stand your ground. Show up for yourself. Jenny, we hope that you feel better. I'm sorry to hear about the COVID. But I'm so glad that you showed up. And, I'm so glad that we made that connection that we made. I don't know how long ago on Facebook. And it was lovely. You're a lovely person. So I hope you feel good. Nola Jungberg, your pens should be here pretty soon. So you to your house. So you should have no problem finishing. I am crazy. I am. That fortune cookie thing was the funnest thing ever. I swear I'm going to find another one. But Nola, you have no excuse for finishing the writing soon because your pens are on the way. And same with Sharon and anyway, and I might hold because I couldn't get on last night for the creative writing. I might hold one next week just to see how people are coming along. But you got 2 weeks to finish your stories, okay? Everybody else, I will be doing the creative visualization on Thursday, and we'll start picking the creative visualization tour back up. And thank you again. As always, I will tell you what I believe in, and that is be kind. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Find every single reason you can to smile. And I will see you all in a tour very, very, very soon. Jenny, I will go back and check to make sure the chat replay is not on. And if it was on, I will delete this video from my stream. If it was not on, and I know that your comments are private, depending on how just god awful it is, I will leave it up or not leave it. Okay. Thank you. Everybody have a good day. And yeah, and I will see you soon. And leave nice comments. You can't leave reviews. You don't leave mean comments. Hago's not around to take those down anymore, which is what they would do, because not for the guides, they took them down for themselves because they didn't want anything bad said about them. So it was all very censored. But just be nice. There's no value in being mean. But we'll see how the channel grows, right? We'll just see what happens. It just may grow from this little seedling, and or it may die an ugly death. No, it won't die. I'll just keep getting on and torturing people that happen to find it. So, thank God for Netflix. All right. Everybody have a great day, and I will see you very, 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 very soon. Bye-bye. Maybe if I can end the stream. Maybe not, or maybe Nola will get her wish and my whole life will be just an endless stream. Bye, you guys.